Hey there, Wargamers, Justin our Painter. Today, boom, we're going to check out the new A Game of Armor Combat box for the 40th anniversary. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for having my back. I appreciate you being an awesome lance mate, star mate, whatever the case may be for you. Appreciate you being here to help support what I do. That said, Bobby from Fortress Miniatures and Games has sent this over for me to check out on the channel, and we're going to go ahead and pop it open and show you guys what's inside. Just to let you guys know, at the end of the video, I am going to talk about, again, what I plan to do with this, but I do plan to do a few other videos as well. Just want to be able to say that I said this twice in this video. I want to be able to do a painting tutorial, and then when this is done, I would like to be playing some games with them, a few battle reports with some Star League mechs. But also, once they're painted, we're going to have some type of giveaway so you guys can win the Game of Armor Combat plus the beginner box painted mechs that you could put on your table. So one winner would be getting 2 boxes, 10 mechs total. So that said, just want to give you guys a primer about what I want to be doing with this and the other box once everything is done and I've got the videos going. But with that said, let's go ahead and flip it around and get into what's in this box today. All right, guys, so we're going to be checking out the Game of Armor Combat box today. This one, quick disclaimer, was sent to me from Bobby from Fortress Miniatures and Games, big supporter of the channel. I'm usually happy to buy these things and pick them up. I told him I needed a copy of this, the beginner box, and the new Star League Command Lance. And I said, hey, give me a quote, tell me what it'll cost, I'll PayPal you, and then they showed up in the mail. So big shout out to Bobby for supporting what I do and getting me some cool stuff for the channel. That said, let's go ahead and crack this open and show you guys what's inside. So first and foremost, before we do the breaking of the seal, we got a little sticker here letting you know that this includes Ilklan era primer. We'll see what else, if anything, has changed. The cover for this is different from the OG A Game of Armor Combat box, but from what I have been told, the contents are basically the same. I have heard supposedly the scope's a little bit better. We'll see how I feel when we get this open. This was the reproduction or the reprint for the 40th anniversary. So we've got the 40th anniversary thing there. So let's go ahead and check the packaging. And the back looks to be essentially the same with the rulebook picture looking different. So I think everything else looks basically the same. If I recall, because I've got the other box next to me, we're not going to be reviewing this one, but I believe the pictures are supposed to kind of go together here to some degree. I think something about like that. There's a way for them to connect. So, and I believe this is artwork from Mr. Anthony Scroggins, Shimmering Sword on DeviantArt, if I recall. That's it. We'll go ahead and get into cracking the seal here, and we'll see what we've got inside. Little ASMR noise there for you guys that hear the rattle. Pop the box. There we go. So we have the new coupon thing, 20% off this time instead of $20. So that has changed. So yeah, unfortunately, I've already shown this on the camera. Not terribly worried about blurring that out. So if someone happens to get to this code first, use that 20% off coupon at your leisure. May the odds be ever in your favor. What's the thing from the Hunger Games? There you go. Pretty cool on here. I'm glad they got that fixed because I think the last time with the $20 thing was supposed to be 20%, and that kind of messed them up pretty good. And we've got advertisements on here for the new vehicle boxes, which is nice too. So for the lore, we've got this Ice Storm. I don't remember if this is the same as the last one. We've got one of these little inserts here. And we'll get into the cards. Let's take a quick peek at those before we get to the minis. These look like they might be the same as the last ones. Catapult looked a little different, but I doubt that it is. Yes, we've got, okay, so there's Carlisle, got the Griffin, but there's no Griffin in here, so that's the Griffin for the other box because its cards are in here, which is really weird. Yeah, so I think these are the same. Yeah, because Campbell's in here. I'll do a quick run through real quick. You guys can pause. I'm not going to do a review of these pilot cards because I've done that before, but I will whip through real fast so you guys can see them in case you're curious about what you get. So pause as necessary so you can check out the pilot cards or unit cards that come with them. I will tell you, if you pick this up, be aware that the Griffin cards in here are supposed to pair up with the beginner box because this box does not obviously have a Griffin. So those are the cards. Again, hopefully you guys got something out of that if you felt like you needed to pause, but if you want me rambling and breaking down unit cards, you can check out the OG Game Armor Combat box. I guess review. I guess I could have reviewed those and then compared to the other one to see if my opinions changed, but I don't think you guys want to hear me go over those again. You probably want to see the goodies and see if there's anything different. So dice, obviously. Got our insert tray with our minis. We'll get to those in a moment, and then some other goodies in here. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so MSRP on this is $60. It was listed on the box. So we've got our Battletech primer, which looks to be basically the same thing as the last one. Last insert, this looks basically the same. We've got Game Armor Combat Rulebook, which feels nice. And it's got the new cover on it. I imagine this is just like the quick, I won't say quick, but it says like the basic things to get you going. If you want to go beyond this, you're going to need, I think it's the Battle Mech Manual and or Total War. If you're doing just Mech Combat, I think the Battle Mech Manual will get you going. We have got our record sheets here, which is, I think, nothing particularly new. I don't know if they gave us any new Dark Age stuff in this particular packet. I'm going to assume that is a no, because this looks to be the same. This looks like the Ill Clan insert, which we will take a look at in just a moment. And then we have our two maps. Ooh, is there something else in here? Another? Oh, so two maps. Got that. We have our little cardboard cheat sheet, which is super helpful for Classic because Classic's got a lot of stuff going on. We have our standees with a couple of terrain features to change up. And then we have a Ironwind Metals advert in here as well. And they've done this in a lot of the boxes. This one's got a metal coupon, or a coupon for Metal Starter. Let's see, 20% off a $100 order. So basically save $20. Kind of matches the coupon they already have in here. And that's a little nice rear shot too for the guys sitting in here. So yeah. And unfortunately the discount code ends in, oh, so it's, okay, I got the year wrong. It ends next year. Okay, not bad, not bad. All right, so those are the inserts we've got going on here. Let's crack this open and see what we've got. This is a notable units of the Ill Clan era. And let's just talk about how the most important one on here is these bad boys. I'm not biased at all. Get that open and we'll check out what we've got. So I guess this is their version of like a little bit of a primer. So you get notable personalities, so people, and then a quick rundown of the era. So yeah, so Chistu, I don't remember if that is the one from Hour of the Wolf, but I feel like the first name was different. But that was my favorite character in the Hour of the Wolf. It was the female. I can't remember her first name. And then obviously you got Ward. I was looking for Ward because he's the big deal. Surprised he wasn't listed first. There seems to be no rhyme or reason for where these are listed. So, but anyway, got that. And looks like, did I already put these in here? Cool. So there are some inserts for more record sheets. It's a little bit small in the other one, so I assume these are going to be Dark Age era record sheets. It's a little bit less than the other pamphlet, but they've given you some extras here. That's nice. And then we got a rules insert that's going to be explaining what things do. So it's going over what case 2 is, heavy duty gyro, supercharger, explaining the rules for that. And then we've got the weapons that are going to be new, so enhanced LRM, extended range lasers, heavy PPC, light PPC. So breaking that stuff down too. So that's pretty helpful, I think, for helping some people get up to date on some of the IL-Clan tech, especially considering I assume these upgrades are on these sheets that just came through. So that's helpful, I think. I feel like the price on this, I don't know if this went up at all. It looks like they've essentially given us the same number of, or the same exact contents as the original box, but more. So there is value there. If you already own this, do I think you should go out and rebuy it? Probably not, unless you really just want that insert, which I don't think is going to change anything for you. If you've already got this and playing all that information for the IL-Clan stuff, you've already got access to via PDFs or books you bought online, things like that. So. But as a new player, I think that this does have value because it is going to get you up to speed on a lot of things. The one thing it doesn't do well is prep you much at all for Alpha Strike, which would have been cool if there were some Alpha Strike IL-Clan era cards for these two to kind of mirror them giving you the new sheets. That's not the end of the world. I'm a little biased because I'm an Alpha Strike guy, and maybe they'll do some updated Alpha Strike boxes or something, I don't know. But I do think that, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing online, there are plenty of classic players, but Alpha Strike has a really nice foothold and traction, a lot of growth. Tournament I'm running sold out, and it keeps continuing to do that. Southern Assault sold out, keeps continuing to grow and do that. That's all Alpha Strike stuff. So I think that new people coming into the game that want to get into it are probably coming from a more mainstream. I'll use that now instead of traditional, because people have argued with me on what traditional wargaming is, but more mainstream wargaming background these days. So thinking like Warhammer 40K, Infinity, Star Wars Legion, stuff like that, they're coming over to this, and Classic is very, very different. It's a bit more like a simulation, nothing wrong with that, but it plays a lot slower. It's a bit more like a role play kind of game relative to a more mainstream war game. So people who come over who try Alpha Strike, I think, are getting an experience they're more used to, and it's a lot easier for them to approach. And I think that it's probably not a very contentious point at this particular juncture in terms of fans looking at Battletech and seeing new people come in. That said, I think this is a good value. I just think if you're playing Alpha Strike, it just gives you mechs. The other content's in here kind of a wash. That said, let's go ahead and check out the mech units, because you guys who watch this are probably more interested in seeing the models than you were seeing cards and so forth. Because, whatever. There's a billion different record sheets that you can get access to online via Megamech or Fletch Sheets, or if you just happen to have the PDFs from Callus Games Labs. So this right here, we have got the Battlemaster. I'm noticing immediately this particular spot right in here. Got a little bit of a miscast. Mold line issues need to be cleaned up in here. And up here, it's a pretty egregious one, so I don't have my OG one to compare to, and there's a pretty egregious one there too. Sculpt looks fine, looks crisp. Mold lines look probably about what you would expect. Let's check out our Locust here, which if you're getting this box or getting into Battletech period, if you are at all ever on the fence about what unit to add to your force or buy, Locust, if you're playing Inner Sphere, you can't go wrong with a Locust. A swarm of Locusts would be great. They're fantastic point fillers. Got some glued chunk here, which I'd have to get in there with an X-Acto because my fingernail can't actually get that. Well, I got a little bit off. Can't get the rest of it off. Mold lines up under here. That's not too bad because this leaks out of sight, out of mind. We've got a hole in the sculpt right in here, looks like. Not the end of the world because, again, underside, sort of, and not as visible, but definitely a little bit of a dimple. Yeah, so first 2 of the 8 looking very similar to what I'm used to seeing from their plastics. Yeah, Commando's about what I would expect. Not terrible. Mold line, nothing crazy with the mold lines that I'm noticing. And here is our awesome. So he's got some cleanup that needs to happen down here. Gets a little shallow up in here on his checker pattern, but not the end of the world. So yeah. Got our Wolverine. There you go. Our Catapult. And his little rocket pod's a little off there. So probably use a little bit of hot water. Maybe you can bend that back in place. I always like how the Mad Cat rocket pods and stuff are, because I don't care for the upraised ones like this. I like the recess, and if there's a dot inside, cool, but that's just a small preference. Yeah, so I do, yeah, so right in here, the mold line, or not mold line, the panel line is supposed to be separating the cockpit from the nose here is really, really shallow and washed out, and that's unfortunate because this is a spot where you want to get a nice wash or something in there to give you that recess depth. That's unfortunate. So I feel like I had read or had a comment somewhere where someone was saying that the molds supposedly were updated for this. I don't feel like that is the case. Also a big fan of the Shadowhawk, though. Like, if you're trying to get some OG niceness, Shadowhawk and Griffin, I love them. Very classic looking models. Yep. And last but not least, we've got the T-Bolt. And again, definitely got some cleanup that needs to happen on these guys, if you're worried about that. So that said, that's the dudes. That was pretty fast without me doing the card breakdown. That's a pretty speedy look at everything. I didn't think there was going to be anything majorly different, but I figured I'd crack this open and show you guys the contents and let you know. Again, big shout out to Bobby for sending this my way as well. Before we end today, I want to let you guys know I'm going to be in a big push trying to put out some content and so forth. And one of the things I want to do with this, beyond doing the review, is I want to paint these minis. In addition to the beginner box minis, do a tutorial with one of them so we have some content, and then do a giveaway, giving away this box and the beginner box together, which would give you 10 mechs, so almost a company, painted up in Star League colors to look like the box here with, you know, some degree of variance or closeness. That is my goal. So Bobby sent these over to me to help me make some videos, and I'd like to pass on the opportunity for you guys to be able to maybe win these guys painted up. They will not be super cleaned in terms of mold lines. We're going to go for speed, get them looking pretty good tabletop ready as fast as possible, and we'll probably do our tutorial on, I think we're going to do the Awesome, who I will clean this guy up, and do a little bit more of a hands-on approach to that one, but the rest of these we're going to try and go for speed, get them done, but you guys will have a functional fighting force for the tabletop when that arises. So hopefully that's something that is interesting for you. If there was something in this I missed, or you have some thoughts or comments, sound off in the comments below. As always, keep painting your models, keep rolling your dice, and I will catch you guys next time. Made it this far, you're probably a viewer that already hits that like button when you see a video come up. You're probably already a subscriber, and you probably jump into the comments down below to help support the channel, to help support that algorithm. But if you're looking for some other ways to help support the channel too, make sure you check the description down below. Maybe you want to pick up some paints from Monument Hobbies. That's my paint of choice. The Pro Acrylic line is Chef's Kiss, good stuff. Maybe you want to check out some of the offerings from Death Designs, where I work in my day job. We got plenty of 3D printed products, as well as MDF terrain, some of the stuff that I have designed myself and we play with here on the channel. And if you're looking to bolster your Battletech ranks, miniatures, and offerings, make sure you check out Bobby from Fortress Miniatures and Games. He's one of the main supporters of the channel as well, and supporting any of these companies helps support what I do and helps to ensure that I can continue to bring content to all of you. If you want to become a super supporter, I highly recommend you guys check out the Patreon. You guys get that extra little edge to help push more content out, and I really do appreciate that. And my ultimate goal on the channel is to continue to be able to not only put out the content we have now, but to get to a point where you can put out more content later, whether that be battle reports or painting tutorials or just more rambles, anything at all. I'd like to be doing more content for you. This is something that I enjoy. I like being able to cast a light into the darkness to bring a little bit of hobby positivity to all of you and make you feel good, and also enjoy playing games myself. As we do the final sign off here though, I do want to go ahead and switch on over and do the scroll of awesome to showcase all the Patreon supporters, the super supporters of the channel, to give them some recognition for helping support what I do. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next time.